What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me fine. It's my first real test outside in the wilderness, I guess you could say, with this mic. Hopefully it sounds good with some breeze going on, because I was really having trouble with that Rode mic getting a non-hiss and just good quality with the wind. Hopefully it doesn't flap around too much on the shirt. It's all kind of a test, but we out here throwing.
Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
If you haven't checked out the last video where I unboxed all my new Prodigy bag, go check that one out. It'll be posted before this guy. And if you're here after that one, let's see how they fly. We'll start P model US. Just gonna try to throw everything flat. Video, because it's not just gonna be showing me throwing, but it'll also be showing me or just having me talk while I'm throwing it, just kind of see reaction. Okay. First throw with the new Prodigy bag, P model US. Okay, I like that. That was a smooth, easy, held hyzer pretty much the whole way, but like it kind of just held straight hyzer. It didn't really like fade the whole thing. It wasn't holding that line the whole way, but just kind of had it. Okay, we'll go P model S now. Terrible throw, but very similar results. And the last thing we'll go, good old PA3. 300, this probably will be my putting putter, what I'm thinking right now, but let's see how they fly. I feel like people always love throwing these things. I'm throwing everything on hyzer, so I'm gonna see if I can get a little flatter. Jeez. Okay, so initial thoughts. Definitely really liking the P model US. They all flew very similar on that. I don't know if I just threw them all on hyzer. I don't really know. Very low, so I think that'll have something to do. I'm going very light power, which also kind of plays into it. But it's interesting. We'll see. Okay, well, went putting, throwing putters kind of thing. So now, what the approach discs I have an A3 Distortion. Really excited by the Distortion just based off feel. The A3 is a little sharp, so kind of let me down, but maybe the flight will be different. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to throw these flat. A3 first. Holy crap, that thing just freaking, okay. Very stable. Maybe it came out on a little hyzer or a lot of hyzer. I'd have to watch back, but that thing just instantly flipped over to a hyzer and just hit the ground. Stuck right where I wanted. Yeah, that thing is beefy, so we'll have to see on kind of anhyzer and forehand. Distortion time. We'll try to get this flat. Try to get a little more height than I am, see kind of how it flies, see if I can get a full flight. But let's go. Okay, definitely more what I'm looking for. Not saying the A3 won't make the bag or won't be a portion or like won't have a spot, but that's definitely what I'm looking for in that overstable approach. It went hyzer the whole time, but it kind of had a little bit of a straight flight. Wasn't just on an angle and finding the ground. It definitely glided, and yeah, so far really liking that Distortion. Okay, now we're moving to mids. I only have two in the bag. M2 400 plastic, I believe. M4 400. Don't really know which one I feel like or which one feels better. The M4, just by profile, is a little more what I want. Doesn't mean I won't like the M2. I realize also some of this video might be a little weird because I am using this so I can kind of walk around and talk instead of looking at the camera. So if there's some awkward times where there's just emptiness and I'm talking, I'm sorry. I'll try to get better at that. It's all a work in progress. But yeah, M2, 400 plastic. Same thing, we'll just throw it flat, kind of see how it flies. Or the best version of flat I can get. Okay. That's pretty sick. The thing just, all right, I'll get closer. Thing just kind of went straight on a little bit. I think I'm putting them all kind of on hyzer, unless they're just all that much more stable, but I believe I'm kind of releasing a little bit on hyzer. And it kind of just held the hyzer. It pushed a little to the left, but it really didn't, it didn't hyzer a bunch, and it didn't flip up at all. It just kind of held and had a nice gradual. We'll see how this M4 flies. Again, try to get it flat. I think I have a tendency to release on more hyzer than I expect. A lot of times when I try to throw a slight anhyzer, I'm coming out flat. So I'm going to keep throwing it flat though, how I've been. And if I have to adjust, I'll adjust. Like I got a lot more in that M4. Realistically, didn't seem to fly much different. It wanted to hold straighter a little earlier. So I don't know if it's just because they're both newer, that it's not really beat in and maybe M4 will flip more. We might see it more on the anhyzer that the M2 might fight back, but as of now, I think M4 is definitely looking like it's going to take the spot. I just felt like I got it off way easier, and it felt like it wanted to flip up a little bit more and ride straight before kind of having that finish. But yeah, there's nothing else you can really say. They both flew very similar, both great discs. Okay, so we'll go control fairways, kind of control driver fairway slot. We have I believe this video is right after the other one, so I believe this is a 700, 750, whatever it is, F5. You guys will let me know, hopefully, what the F5-7 means. I believe it means it's a 700 plastic or a 750. We have 400 F2. Those are kind of the 7 speeds that I really like, but probably the most exciting disc I have is this FX3 and 400 with the Huck Lab stamp. Yeah, we'll see. But let's start with what should be the flippiest in the F5. Same thing, keep it flat, see how it flies. Dead straight almost the whole way until it got slow. Jeez. Might have been a little bit hyzer again. I think all of these are probably going to be a little bit hyzer, and it kind of flipped up, so that was nice to see. We got an F2 now. Going to try to keep it on that flat line. Got a lot of form work. Maybe that'll be something we'll build on while I'm building this Prodigy big and hopefully getting better. But first flight of the F5 felt really cool, really good. A little bit domier F2. We'll kind of see how she flies. Put it down on the ground, felt pretty good. It felt a tad bit more stable. Bad release, bad throw, but just based on that short little flight, it didn't seem like it wanted to flip up as much or ride. I don't know, I'll have to throw them again. And here we go, FX2. Feels amazing in the plastic. Not loving the green, just being in Washington where everything's green all the time. But if she flies well, we put her in the bag. FX2 flat. Definitely more stable than definitely more stable in the F5. Can't really give F2 a good feels faster in the hand. I don't really know if I felt that it was that much faster on the throw. We'll have to come throw it again to really see, but yeah, I've loved all of those. Hopefully we can get a better throw next time and see what one is used for what slot. And we're on drivers now. Haven't really been throwing that far today, so this probably won't go great, but drivers, we got D4, hopefully flippy. D2, probably gonna be beef. D1, probably gonna be uber beef, but 500 plastic looks sick. The other two run 400. So let's go. D4. I am hoping the guy just over, gives me a full S flight right now. I'm not ripping on him. I'm gonna give him a good, nice, smooth flight like I've been. Hopefully get it in the air. So, definitely not as stable, or not as understable as I was hoping. Definitely released it on a little bit of hyzer like everything else, but it very much just kind of held, maybe flipped up teensy bit, but yeah, not much. Maybe they're too fast for me. D2. Oh, that came out of my hand so early, but that is so stable. Oh, that came out really stable. Yeah, it slipped out of my hand. I didn't get a good grip on it. So, D1, gonna be too much beef for me, but I had to try it. Here we go. Or very workable. Geez, that came out flat and just rode that freaking thing with some hyzer at the end. That thing was sick. Maybe it's not one of the, I heard the new 500 D1s were very beefy. I don't know if I got a new one. That might be an old 500 or old D1, so maybe it's a little on the straighter side. But honestly, I need it. So if it was a fluke, it was a fluke. Maybe I got some snap that I didn't on the other throws. We'll see. But that flew great. Let's go pick them up. So I went back, grabbed them all. Probably the big things I noticed. F5 went the furthest, but no surprise because I wasn't really throwing high speed distance arm speed there. I was kind of throwing them slower just because I feel like that's my typical arm speed. I didn't really power up to get the distance drivers out, but the F5 went the furthest. Obviously the F2 was really short. FX2 was pretty far out there. Both my mids went pretty far, but the M4 definitely outdrove the M2. The Distortion flew very far. Flew great. The A3, A2 I believe, sorry, hopefully I've been saying it's A2, but the A2 went very short, so that's definitely going to be something I'm going to have to work on. Great distance control disc of it's not going very far, but it might be too stable to really be used a lot. The P Model US definitely so far that number one throwing putter slot, but if I get, like, I got some 400 PA3s coming in, that might be great. Something I could beat up to flip up more is something I'm always looking for. So we'll see kind of what fills that slot. That might be like the P Model S, maybe once I get it beat in if I don't putt with it. But yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. We're just going to try throwing them again. This time I'm just going to kind of toss them. And realistically, I'm just going to say something, come to you guys if something surprises me. If not, it's be a little bit of a montage. Okay, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun coming out to test all these. I threw one Prodigy disc before this one, or like all of these. Really cool things. I think the things that were most interesting were the M2 and the M4 are very similar. I'm gonna have to really see if there's much difference or if it's just something I'm gonna have to get multiple of and beat them up. Right now, I really don't know, but they landed like 2 feet from each other the last time I threw them. The Distortion's definitely winning the approach battle right now. The A3 just, I don't know, we'll have to see. It's very stable, so there might be some way to work it in there. But as of now, it's almost not unusable, but very difficult to use. I think the P Model US definitely going to be my go-to throwing putter. I love throwing putters. It's flying great, dead straight with a little bit of stability at the end. Perfect. The P Model S is a little more overstable. It might come out kind of for that if I need something to fight more, but isn't a distortion shot. We'll see. Maybe I'm putting with the P Model S's. Really don't know. And then I think the F5 right now is probably not the one I'm most excited about, the one that I'm really excited about just because it's workable. The other ones take a lot more anhyzer or flat, like they want to push straight in hyzer. The F1 I can kind of work it a little bit more, and that's where my game lies. So I think that'll be probably one of the most used discs for a while until I kind of beat up my F2 to be straighter. Maybe my FX3 gets a little straighter, but right now the F5 definitely probably the most favorite, plus the D1, and then FX3 is probably coming up next. Yeah, we'll see how it changes once I beat them in and once I kind of get to use them more. Maybe my form will get better and magically that D4 will start flipping for me. But thanks for watching. If you guys haven't checked out the last video and you made it this far, thank you, but definitely go check me unboxing these. If you want to follow this series as I build the Prodigy bag and see how good I can get with it after not really throwing Prodigy and not understanding it, please hit that subscribe button to follow the journey. Hit the like, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.